most budgets fail within 2 weeks. Not because you're bad with money, but because the system was broken from the start. What if the fix was invented over 120 years ago, in Japan, and almost nobody in the West knows it exists? Here's what nobody tells you about budgeting apps. Mint. YNAB. Spreadsheets. They track everything, and yet you're still broke at the end of the month. Why? Because tracking is not the same as thinking. You can see that you spent $340 on dining out last month and still do it again this month. Awareness without reflection doesn't change behavior. The average American saves less than 5% of their income. The average Japanese household saves over 30%. Same planet. Completely different result. The difference isn't discipline. It isn't income. It's the system. In 1904, a Japanese journalist named Hani Motoko created a method called Kakeibo, pronounced Kakeibo. It means household finance ledger. For over 120 years, Japanese families have used this exact system to save more, spend less, and feel in control of their money, without a single app. I tried it for 30 days. Here's exactly what happened. By the end of this video, you'll know the 4 questions Kakeibo asks every month, the 4 spending windows that completely change how you see money, and the 1 habit that made me save more in 30 days than I had in the previous 6 months combined. Kakeibo starts with 4 questions. Not categories. Not percentages. Questions. At the beginning of every month, you sit down with a pen and paper and you ask yourself these 4 things. Question 1. How much money do I have this month? Question 2. How much am I spending? Write both down. Exact numbers. No estimates. No rounding up. This forces you to actually know your starting point, which most people never do. Question 3. How much do I want to save? Not I'll save whatever's left. A specific number. Written down. $300. $500. $800. Whatever your goal is. Question 4, and this is the one that changes everything. How can I improve? Not did I do well? But how can I be better next month? Here's why Kakeibo insists on handwriting. Research from Princeton shows that writing by hand activates a different part of your brain than typing. You process information more deeply. You actually commit to what you write. Every time you open an app to log a purchase, it feels like data entry. Every time you write it by hand, it feels like a decision. Then Kakeibo divides your spending into 4 windows. Not 50-30-20. Not needs versus wants. 4 specific windows, and the difference between them will surprise you. Window 1, survival. Rent. Groceries. Utilities. Transportation to work. The things you cannot live without. These are non-negotiable. Pay them first. Window 2, optional. Dining out. Shopping. Subscriptions. Coffee runs. The wants. This is where most overspending happens, and the window Kakeibo asks you to examine most closely. Window 3, culture. Books. Online courses. Museum tickets. Concerts. Things that feed your mind and grow you as a person. Here's what shocked me on day 1. I had never separated culture from optional before. I was treating Netflix the same as a business book. But they're not the same. One entertains you. One builds you. That one distinction changed how I spent money in week 1. Window 4, extra. The unexpected. Car repairs. Medical bills. A friend's birthday gift. Most budgets collapse here because people don't plan for it. Kakeibo gives it its own window, because unexpected doesn't mean unplannable. So what actually happened when I tried this for 30 days? Week 1, I felt resistance. Writing everything down felt slow. I almost quit on day 4. But by day 7, something shifted. I started pausing before purchases, Not because I had to log them, but because I didn't want to have to write them down. That pause is where real decisions happen. Week 2, I cut my optional spending by $180 without feeling deprived. I didn't cut anything I love. I just made different choices because I was actually thinking about them, for the first time. Week 3, I found $240 in subscriptions I forgot I had. $240. Every single month. Leaving my account. For services I hadn't used in months. Gone. Week 4, I hit my savings goal for the first time in 6 months. Not because I earned more. Because I had a system that made me think before I spent. Save this video. I'm going to show you the exact monthly template I used. Keep watching. The most powerful part of Kakeibo isn't the categories. It's question 4, how can I improve? At the end of every month, you don't just look at numbers. You ask why. Why did I overspend on dining out? Because I was stressed and didn't want to cook. Why did I skip my savings transfer? Because I told myself I'd do it next month. Kakeibo forces you to have an honest conversation with yourself, once a month, on paper, about your actual relationship with money. Most people never do this. Ever. Here's how to start Kakeibo tonight. You don't need an app. You don't need a special journal. You need one notebook, one pen, and 10 minutes. Step 1, write this month's income at the top. Step 2, write your savings goal, a specific number, not save more. Step 3, estimate your fixed costs. Step 4, divide what's left across the 4 windows. Step 5, every day, write what you spent and which window it belongs to. That's the entire system. Why does this work when apps don't? 3 reasons. 1. Friction. The slight inconvenience of writing by hand makes you pause. That pause is where real decisions happen. 2. Reflection, not just tracking. Kakeibo asks why, not just what. 3. Monthly reset. Every month is a clean slate. You're not haunted by last year's failures. You start fresh with new questions and a new goal. After 30 days, I saved $680. My previous monthly average was $140. That's a 385% improvement. Not because I got a raise. Not because I gave up everything I enjoy. Because I started thinking before spending, for the first time in years. The Japanese have a word, mavnai. It means, don't waste what has value. Kakeibo is that philosophy applied to your money. You don't need to be rich to use it. You need to be intentional. Try it for 30 days. Write down your 4 questions tonight. And next month, ask yourself, did I improve? If this video made you think differently about money, subscribe. Every week, one system that actually moves the needle. And drop a comment below, which of the 4 windows surprised you most? I read every single one.